Mr. Speaker and members, I understand that there are concerns about mental health care services being offered in our schools without parental consent. I have heard many hearings on this issue in committee of the Public Education Committee, and I have heard these concerns, lots of testimony, and I agree. That is a problem that should be addressed. We are blessed if our own child doesn't need that kind of help or intervention. But there are many, many students who do. About a year ago, I sat down with officials from my own school district and members of our delegation, talking about the crisis in mental health in our schools. We are hearing from our teachers that these issues are surfacing even earlier in school, in young kids. Something's happening, lots of explanations as to why this is happening, but I think we can all agree that something is happening and the kids are not all right, not all of them. When we sat down with officials from my school district, they said, we're creating the space.
Ms. Morales, for what purpose?
I'll wait. We're creating the space for these services to happen. We cannot find the professionals. They don't exist currently to be hired by our schools. And so, kids with dire needs are going without the help that they need. This bill would help to provide some relief for that. There are lots of instances where we hear of a young person who didn't get the help they needed early, then going on to commit atrocities in their community. Mental health services, young, for those who need it with the proper permission, etc., can save lives and keep our communities safe. And I will take questions at this time.
Thank you.
Ms. Morales, for what purpose?
Mr. Speaker, will the gentlelady yield for some questions?
I do.
Does the gentlelady yields for questions?
I do.
Thank you, Representative Hinojosa. I appreciate what you're saying because, as I mentioned earlier, this past weekend was the 3rd year anniversary of Uvalde, and I just wonder how might the access to mental health professionals have changed the outcome in Uvalde. The young man was failed by the system.
That's a really good example that we're all too familiar with because the consequences were deadly and devastating and destroyed families forever and their communities. Yes, this was a young man who did not get the help he needed early. In fact, even in school, people who were in that school community recognized this young man needed help that he did not get. And so members, I urge you, please, put aside the politics, put aside the partisanship, and let's do what's right for our community and support this bill.